This is Ask Brock. I'm Brock Doherty. This week's question comes from Jason. Brock, in a few weeks, we'll be doing our annual safety training. We'd like to know what your thoughts are on OSHA and drilling safety. You know, we as an industry, we jump back and forth between general industry 1910 and construction 1926. So OSHA has a unique time trying to figure out where to fit us or where we deem that we should be fit. However, the construction industry, the trends are there on what injuries are and what fatalities are. And I would start with the OSHA Focus 4, which is falls, struck by, caught in between, and electrocution. And for us, falls, we're always working at heights. We always have suspended loads. There's all sorts of things there. And about 1,000 people a year in the construction industry die from falls. And then another big chunk of fatalities comes from struck by falling objects. And we have suspended loads. We're in tight areas. There's so many things going on that it's pretty prevalent. And then, beyond that, we look at caught in between. And for us, caught in between is pretty wild because that could be an excavation where a wall caves in and that's why we're caught in between, or we're not effectively spotting a piece of equipment as we're backing up and somebody gets crushed. Often those end up being major disfiguring situations and fatalities as well. In electrocutions, we're working in a lot of jobs where lockout tagout is not being respected. Again, something we got to talk about because we say 3-phase is the widowmaker, but do we really respect that electric as much as we should? And are we adhering to a good lockout tagout policy? And then beyond the Focus 4, if I was to have a fifth, confined spaces. We're always getting into pits. We're in situations that are oxygen deficient or have volatile atmospheres, if it's methane or H2S, to the new 5-gas meters that are doing chlorine gas as well. All things that we're involved in. We should have a 5-gas meter on the rig for when we're encountering different shales and we get into those volatile gases that we can encounter. So these are all things that I think about, and then I would look at what were the near misses and injuries and equipment damages that we had in 2021. And I'd have a big discussion on that. If my annual safety training was happening, I would want to have a discussion about our SOPs. Are we working as smart as we can? What we can do better? How do we prevent these injuries? How do we prevent equipment damage? How do we mitigate the risk? Because those are the things that are important to us. And as this infrastructure bill comes through and we have more and more drilling projects on large scale projects, our EMR, incident rates, it's going to be very important, how we've done and how we can continue to perform to be on those projects. And when we're, a company of 5-10 people, one lost time incident really bumps up that incident rate. It's something that we got to consider. So 2022 annual safety training, huge opportunity. OSHA's got some things on oil and gas and tripping pipe and breaking out. And there's lots of good information out there, but really what's within your company? What are the injuries that have happened? Let's talk about hand injuries. Let's talk about, struck bys of debris to the eye. Those things are all important. And then let's get back into what are the hazards on the jobs? What makes our people's spidey sense pop up and go, man, I don't feel comfortable doing that. Those are the things we need to talk about. Those are the things we need to do better. And that'll take up a whole 2-3 days easy. So it's really what you want to invest in your annual safety training and the other things that we need to get into and talk about. Great question, Jason. Send me something and tell me what you guys talked about this year. I'd really like to hear. Thanks, everyone.